Music.fm, the Familia. It is your host for the evening, Aaron Robinson. We definitely in the building. You know how we do all day, every day. Today is November 27th, 2023. We got the panel in the building. We got the callers, the live callers in the building. And as you know, as always, we blasting live on the Spreaker Network. We also, if you want to join us for a live call, you can dial in at 908-316-8630, or you can go to meetings.dialpad.com/C1 Productions. All right. Today, our topic title is the May December romance. The May December romance. All right. Um, let's get started. Let's jump into it. Y'all, is everybody ready? How's everybody?
Let's
Great.
go.
Ready to go.
Great. Do it.
Great.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So, our show opener starts off like this: the May December romance. That phrase is an expression, particularly in Western cultures, referring to a romantic relationship where one partner is significantly older, like the month of May, than the other, like the month of December. The concept of age differences in marriage is not specifically discussed in the scriptures. However, the Bible does provide principles and guidelines for relationships and marriage that can be applied to various situations. In general, the Bible emphasizes the importance of mutual love, respect, and commitment in marriage. The Apostle Paul, in his letters to the Ephesians, encourages husbands and wives to submit to one another out of reverence of Christ and to love each other sacrificially in Ephesians chapter 5, verses 21 to 33. Additionally, the Bible discourages believers from being unequally yoked, which is often interpreted as advising against entering into a marriage with someone who does not share the same faith. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14. This principle is more focused on spiritual compatibility than most of the time on age differences. Ultimately, while the Bible provides foundational principles for marriage, it does not prescribe specific age requirements for spouses. Age differences in marriage are often considered a matter of personal preferences, cultural norms, and individual circumstances. It is important for individuals contemplating marriage to seek wisdom, guidance, and prayer in their decision-making process and to consider factors such as maturity, shared values, and life goals in addition to age. With that being said, I want everybody to meet Jake and Alex. Jake and Alex grew up next door as next door neighbors and went to the same high school and even the same college. When they both graduated college, they shared their dreams and countless late nights together in sessions as both of them started the same career in the same company. They were practically inseparable. Now, Jake was single and Alex was dating Emily and eventually married her. Emily, who happened to be 6 years younger than him, fell in love with Alex because he was good looking, an older guy that provided stability in her life, as well as him being a Christian. As the years passed, their relationship only deepened. Now, even though Jake was single, he also had a child when he was in college. So Alex and Emily got married. Jake had a kid when he was in college. As years passed, their friendship only deepened between Jake and Alex. Jake became a father, like I said, unexpectedly during his first year in college, adding a new dimension to his life. Life has a way of surprising even the closest friends. One day, Alex and his wife Emily faced harsh reality of growing apart, leading to a difficult divorce. Alex, in search of a fresh start, decided to move to another city, hoping to rebuild his life from scratch. In the city he left behind, Jake's son, Now a 30-year-old named Ethan found himself drawn to Alex's ex-wife, who used to babysit him when he was younger. Ethan was drawn to Emily's warmth and kindness, and their connection deepened into a romantic relationship that took everyone by surprise, especially Jake. Ethan and Emily, recognizing the potential challenges, approached Jake with their intention to marry. Here's the twist: Ethan wants his father, Jake, to be his best man at his wedding. Jake was caught in a whirlwind of emotions. On one hand, he wanted to support his son and see him happy. On the other hand, he couldn't ignore the lingering bond he shares with Alex, his longtime confidant and best friend. As the wedding date approached, Jake grappled with a dilemma that tugged at the strings of his heart. He valued both relationships deeply: the enduring friendship with Alex and the unbreakable bond with his son. Jake sought the advice of friends and family, realizing that the key to a harmonious future lay in open communication and understanding. So, my question: if you were Jake, would you betray your best friend who had your back for years and was always there for you and be your son's best man at his wedding? Or will you stay, or will you not stay loyal to your son in this important moment in his life? The floor is yours. The door is open. Who wants to walk through? And for the woman on this call, we can switch it around and say, um, what is it when you're the best man for the bridesmaids? Who's the maid of honor? There you go. Caught me off guard. Maid of honor. We can switch it up and say maid of honor if you want with that. But the floor is yours. Who want to tackle this one first?
Just curious, how many years apart are they?
Who?
The the couple getting married. Just curious.
Ah, I don't know. Does it matter?
Mm. Oh, I just
So
wondered.
let's say 19 years apart.
19 years apart.
19? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
She used to babysit him.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, I'm gonna start off with my man Eddie because he's he's that guy. So Eddie, talk to me. Your best man and your son. I mean, your best friend that you known for years, been your road dog from when y'all was little pups, growing all the way up, man. And next thing you knew his wife. His wife used to babysit your son. They get into a difficult divorce. They get divorced. All of a sudden, from somewhere out of the blue, your son pops up and say, "Hey, pops, I'm dating Emily." You know what I'm saying? Cut you off guard. You know what I mean? Whether you like it or not, that's who he's talking to. Next thing you know, out of the blue, he want to marry you, and he wants you to be the best man. Now you know this gonna mess you and your friendship up with your boy, your hometown, your ace, your day one. How do you handle this? Do you stay? Who you stay loyal to? Your son or your?
Definitely, no. My son, of course, definitely.
So you playing your boy out?
Yeah, yeah,
You gonna hold your son down?
yeah.
Why?
Because he's my son. I mean,
Hold on. So just because it's your son, you're gonna be there for your son,
just
regardless,
yes, any day. Yeah,
and you don't care about how your relationship plays out with you and your best friend.
I won't care that much, but too bad. It came down to my son and my friend. I'll go with my son any day.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting.
I
All right,
agree.
somebody else. You
I
agree,
I
Jen?
agree. hmm I'm thinking in my childhood friend, Teresa. I know that she would probably not like it, but I know in turn, if the situation was reversed, like Eddie said, she would be there for her son. She would be there for her child. So I would say I would have to present it that way. Like, this is crazy. Um, And why I say 19 years is because my son is 30 and I'm 49. So that, like, literally that could actually happen because
Mhm.
that doesn't seem too bad. People always think that my son is my husband, like when we go out or whatever. Um, but I think as weird as that would be, I would have to say, yeah, I'd be there for my child. And I would
Okay.
ask her to understand. Unless he did something really crazy. Unless her husband did something really crazy. But if they just, irreconcilable differences and they, went their separate ways, then I'd have to be there for my child. And she would have to understand.
Calm, talk to me, calm.
So I'm agreeing with everyone else. I would talk to my friend. My friend, if this is my day one, my friend already knows me and knows the decision that I'm going to make. And I would say that I'd hate for this to completely change our relationship. Now, hopefully, we can still salvage our relationship, but I'm definitely going to choose my child. Absolutely.
Mm.
And see, how we can move forward with our friendship if we can.
So you expect your friend to be cool with everything, just to take it on the chin, like,
No, I'm not saying be cool with it because I mean I would feel some type of way like this would be odd for me. But in the same instance, of course, I'm going to support my child. But I mean, you're going to support your children. I mean, friends are great, but at the end of the day, you're going to support your children if you have to choose.
Amber, talk to me.
I'm gonna have a real hard time with it. First of all, I don't think I would be hugely supportive of my daughter marrying because I have a
Uh-huh.
daughter who's 18. Um, Especially if they've been divorced. Obviously, it would determine what the reasons for the divorce were. If it was just like we fell out of love with each other, like mm, you're 19, there's plenty of other men that are going to come into your life. You know, why are you jumping at the chance to be with somebody who's 40? Let's examine this a little bit more. Um, and then obviously, I would talk to my friend, and if they're supportive of it, if they see that this is something that is beneficial,
You think you
I
think
might obviously take their consideration, but I highly doubt that would be the
Yeah, I'm
case,
about to say, you think
obviously.
somebody would
Like,
your friend would be considerate of this? They would be like, "Oh, it's okay, it's cool."
I don't think so, but like if they did, obviously I would listen to them and be like, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? But I would have a real hard time with supporting that. Um, because I mean, my daughter's dating. Like, I'm going through this right now.
All right, so here's the question that you need to answer, though,
Even
Amber. Would you tell your daughter?
she's dating a 23-year-old man. That's 5 years older. And so it's kind
I
of
got
like,
you. So
okay,
would you accept being her maid of honor, though? So you
no,
would say no. You're the first person.
I'm her mother. I don't even want my kids to have bridesmaids and groomsmen. I think they're kind of pointless.
Okay, so you're going with that one. All right, I got you. I got you. Jenny, Jenny, talk to me, Jenny. Are you there, Jenny? I can't hear you, Jenny.
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you do, Jenny? You have two daughters as well. So what would you do?
Um, I guess for me, it doesn't matter as long as they got together and if they're like compatible and all. Because it does happen in real life that they have this like and they complement each other anyhow. So
Jenny, what I want to know, would you accept
I won't
being your
get into.
daughter's bridesmaid? Would you accept being your daughter's bridesmaid?
I'm sorry. Come
Would
again.
you accept being your daughter's bridesmaid?
That I don't know. I'm not sure. I would.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Sister Plummer, talk to me.
I'm trying to think when you said, I Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a bridesmaid, but yes, I would support my son.
In this case, it would be your daughter for you.
Okay, but I would support her, but I wouldn't want to be a bridesmaid. I'm the mother of the bride.
So you would say
You
no.
know.
She has maybe maybe you got a good relationship. She wants you to be her her ace on that day. But you're saying no.
Yeah, but not because I don't approve of the marriage or anything. It's just that I like the idea of being the mother of the bride.
I got you. Now, what would you say to your friend for years that I mean, y'all was your your ace when you was growing up?
Yeah, well, sorry about that.
That's it.
Hopefully, we can get over this. But you got to support your blood.
Wow. Elder,
Hmm.
talk to me, Elder.
This is hard. I wouldn't be the bride. What is it? The bridesmaid, the maid honor.
Well, yeah, maid of honor.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that. And
Is it for the same reason because you are?
no, no, my reason be I wouldn't approve of it, but also too I wouldn't be it because I wouldn't want to be in that position. I mean, I don't want to be the maid of honor. I would just, want to come there and just enjoy and just be the mother, but I still would let her know that I do not approve the relationship
So
because
you wouldn't approve of the relationship regardless.
no, I'm sorry because to me the person eventually gonna get old and they might not have the same ideas and everything. And I'm be honest, I'll be honest, and and she still might want to because she's younger than him. She still might want to go certain places and travel and all of that, and he might not be able to,
Keep up with her.
You're right.
Mm,
But I knew an incident where that have already happened.
okay.
Not, you know.
Yeah. All right, Kathy. What about you, Kathy?
Sorry, best friend, but I have to support my child.
So you rocking out with your kid too? You supporting your kid?
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, bestie. I'm supporting my child.
That's rough, man. Yeah, I'm surprised everybody's saying this to a certain degree. What about you, Mers?
I'll go with my kid as well. Like I think the communication is the key. So I don't keep secrets with my best friends. So I'll just tell them directly. And also, they are divorced anyway. Like technically, Emily is free to marry someone else.
Your child though? Your child? You supporting that? Your child?
Yeah, whatever that makes them happy, I'll support it 100%.
Even if there's like a 20 to 30 year age gap?
Yeah, age doesn't matter, right?
What if the guy is older than you?
Well, that's their relationship. Of course, I'll
Oh
ask the
man,
questions
this is
first
rough.
if they are really serious into each other. So I'll probe first.
I mean, well, if they're giving you those answers, I mean, if they're saying the right things, you're gonna just say, "All right, cool."
Yeah, if they given me the right answers, yeah, that's their happiness, not me.
Yeah, I think some of y'all on here are just hopeless romantics, and y'all hoping for that dream situation to play out, man. That's what
Hmm.
I think. That's what I think. Sister Malloy, talk to me.
I'm sounding like a mean mom right about now.
Yeah, Sister Malloy, talk to me. Are you
Mm.
being the bridesmaid? I mean, the maid of honor.
No, I too would be the mother of the bride. I would try and tell her to, you have enough friends to be your bridesmaid. I would also try and speak to her to let her know,
Mhm.
just as the other people were saying, that this man is so much older than you. You got to take into consideration. Yes, he's going to get old and can't do the things that you want to do. Do you
There
want
you
to end up taking care of an old man? Is that what you want your life to be about?
And so
Taking
you,
care of an old man.
and so that's what
But,
you're trying to break it down as? Just that?
well, that's what it is. But my thing would be, I would try and convince her to think about that. But yes, if it came down to it and that's what is going to make her happy, that's her life, and she'll have to, if it down the road becomes bad, that's something she's going to have to deal with. I have tried to tell you, and this is what you want to do, then yes. And I would speak to my best friend and try and hold on to the relationship and try and explain to her that is my child, that is my blood. You are my best friend, but that is my blood. And I would have to try and hang in there with her.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
This is very
Yeah.
interesting.
Wow.
So far, I'm the only one that has taken offense to the fact that he's divorced or to that they're divorced.
Yeah. Nobody
Mm.
cares about that. All right, but First
Yeah.
Lady, talk to me, First Lady. You and Shania going to finish this off.
Mm. Yeah. But I agree with what was said, except for I would go a little further in the sense that not just the age 20 years, like you guys asked when I asked about the year difference, the 20 years, yes, does age make a difference? But yeah, to some degree it does. 20 years is a major age difference. You're talking 2 decades, a century. So,
Can I throw
like
this in the
your
mix?
mindset,
Can
your
I,
mindsets are different.
First Lady?
You know,
I want to throw
20,
this. I want to throw this in the mix. All
mm-hmm,
right. Let's say that the age difference is 40 years.
40 years.
Yes. Would that make a difference?
Your mindset is different at 20 years.
Listen, the Bible said as long as they're equally yoked.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the mindset is so different. I'm saying they not just when he got older, but even in next year you're going to have some issues.
Hmm.
I mean, just the mindset is so different. But again, if that's I would do like June was saying, talk to the best friend, talk to the talk, and try and talk with my daughter and whatnot. But bottom line is, if that's what she wanted to do, then that's what she does. She has to make up her own mind as far as that.
So you are
But I wouldn't
supportive of
go.
them.
I don't as much as I can.
What does that mean? That sounds difficult.
That sounds what,
That sounds real difficult. As much I support as much as I can.
and that's what I really mean. As much as I can.
Mm,
So
that's
you would
rough.
attend the wedding, right?
She has to decide if she wants to be riding along with someone or pushing someone.
All right, so Joan, we're switching the age. We're switching the age now to 40. I want to stick with 40 years old. 40-year-old difference.
I don't know. I would try it. I would try and change her mind to say, just you got to think about it because, like Cal said, it's the mindset is different. He can't go. You're going to want to do things that he is not going to be able to physically do anywhere, home, out, anything. So you have to take that into consideration. And like I said, you have to decide if you want to be riding alongside with somebody or pushing someone because
And that may hold up though. Even as far as that go, you don't know what future holds. Even though you're the 40-year
well,
younger
that's
one, you
true.
might be the
That
one
is
he
I
true.
was
has to.
gonna say that. That when I
All
asked
right.
my husband about his
Yeah.
health status, if he took medications, because honestly, I just took care of a 40-year-old who had a stroke,
Hmm.
and couldn't
Yeah,
use
that's
his
the
left
thing. You
side,
don't know
and
what
he
tomorrow
looked good. He was buff looking too. So it really doesn't. You
holds.
really don't know what the future holds.
All right, hold on, y'all.
That's right. You don't know what the future holds, and you're right. It may be the other way around, but still, that's going to be hard on him, even to still try and take care of
That's
you.
true.
So
He
either
can't take.
way,
That's
But
true.
you can be the same age. Hold it. You can be the same age and something happens. I mean, that's why you saying that for better or for worse. So
That's
yeah,
just know
that's
what
true.
just know,
That's why
know,
my issue is not with the age. My
know
issue is with
that
the fact that they
anything
got
can happen.
divorced.
Know that anything can happen.
All right, hold on. I want to go back to what you said, Amber, in a minute. I understand where you're coming from. I want to give opportunity to Shania. Shania, talk to me real quick. And it's a 40-year difference. Are you
Yeah,
supportive?
mhm. I would go to the wedding, but I would tell her that I'm not supporting their relationship because 40 years is a really big like difference, and she won't even have the chance. She won't have the
Supportive of
chance.
the age difference. That's pretty much what the issue is.
Yeah, she won't even have like the chance to grow old with him because he's already old. And what if they have children? Like they'd be busy taking care of the elderly. So no, I wouldn't approve such a relationship.
You can't grow
They can't grow old together.
because they're already
Yeah,
old.
he's already old. Hmm.
So let me ask you this question real quick, Shania. In this
Hmm.
situation, if anybody was a 40-year difference, like would you tell them not to like would you like help or point somebody in that direction to do it, or are you against all of that period just because they're 40-year old? It's a 40-year-old age difference, so you would not be for it.
Yeah, I'd be against it because it's a big reach.
All
And
right.
also the fact that like the person was my best friend, so it would be kind of difficult also.
Okay. Now I want to bring up the point that Amber was saying. She's saying that your issue. I want to make sure I understand this, Amber. So without going too deep into it, Amber is saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, Amber, that you also have an issue with the fact that your daughter is marrying someone who is divorced. And it's the divorce that also hangs you up on it as well, because the person that she's marrying, not only is it your best friend's ex, it's your best friend's ex that got divorced, and the fact that she was divorced is the red flag that you are throwing out there. Am I wrong, Amber?
I mean, if it's my best friend, more than likely I know why they got divorced.
Hmm.
Okay. And so your main red issue is red flag on this is the fact that the person that he's marrying is divorced. Okay.
Correct.
To that, Eddie, you say what?
Well, yeah, I'd first want to know what the reason for the divorce was, and then
So is there a reason that will stop you from saying like, all right, cool, like because they got divorced, blah, 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 like, what does that matter?
yes, it does. It does. Yeah, it does.
Okay, so what was to be the reason? Like, what's a good reason that you would be like, all right, cool? Because Amber, you're saying divorce, period, right? Or are you saying that does the reason for the divorce matter to you, or are you saying divorce, period?
The reason for the divorce matters, obviously. Like if the my best friend was threatening the life or whatever, cheating on them, which then they probably wouldn't be my best friend because I would already think that was a wrong move. I probably don't want to talk to you anymore. Um, but if it's just a divorce of I'm not happy in this anymore, then what's to make me think that they're going to be happy with you? Like, what has
Okay,
changed?
in my story, they grew apart.
They grew apart. That's not a legal grounds for divorce.
And so because of that, you're saying that you're not with it. You said you wasn't with it
Correct.
anyway. So Eddie, are you still are so there was no legal ground for the divorce. They just grew apart. Are you still supporting your son in his decision to marry?
I will not support, but I'll still attend the wedding.
So you're not being his best man now? Because before you was like, of course,
Yeah, yeah.
that's my son. Of course.
No, now I'll attend. I'll attend, but not as our best man.
See, I love when I
Hey,
get people to switch up on it's a beautiful thing
hey,
when you
You're welcome.
go
hey,
ahead, first
Aaron.
lady. Yes.
At 40-year difference in age, they're going to grow apart too.
Yeah, when
So
she buries him.
Exactly.
so ultimately, you're not supporting it.
Like I said, it, What did I say? It depends.
Chicken.
I mean,
I said
but
it
that's
depends.
crazy. In order to have this conversation, we would have to be, as a parent, like at the youngest. Well, no, I'm saying, well,
No,
40s. So
you could be the man's age. You could be the man's age.
True
so
story.
if my daughter is 20, then the man is 60. We're all 60, correct?
60,
Right?
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, he would be in our age group. So hey.
Why are you
Yeah.
making that face, Jennifer? Talk to me,
No, no, no.
Jennifer.
Well, I'm gonna say as a mother of multiple children, once they become a certain age, I mean, and they're adults, yeah, you can only say so much. And I still would want to be there for them. So I would still attend the wedding. I mean, I
So
get the
are
whole
you
thing.
supportive though? Are you supportive of it?
Well, if I'm attending the wedding, I mean, to me, like
You're attending out of
that would
respect.
be
You're not attending because you supportive of it though. That don't mean that because you went you support it.
no, because you could. I mean, that to me, that's supporting. To me, like you can support eating, but if you can eat the fruit, something healthy, or you can eat a cake. You can. It's
That
still
that don't
it's
that
the
don't
way you do it. You can still be being supportive. Being there is supportive to me. I mean, to me, I define that is if I'm showing up and I'm there, whether I
you can
am
show up.
sitting
You
in
can
the place
show
of
up.
the mother.
Let me freak you with this one. You can show up and wear a T-shirt saying "Don't marry this guy." Is that still supporting?
I wouldn't do that. That's being disrespectful. That would be. I mean,
Because you just said showing up is supporting itself. So I'm saying to you that doesn't necessarily mean that you
well, I'm
support.
saying because in my mindset, if I showed up, I wouldn't do that. If I showed up, I would look my best
All right, let me
as the
let me get
mother.
somebody else. Let me get somebody else to switch up real quick. Mercedes. So are you 40-year difference? You have a daughter. They say, yo, your daughter is 22 years old. That means that my man is, and here in the U.S., we say he about to get on Medicare. She'll be fully insured. Government Medicare. You all for it? You still for it or no?
I would talk her out of it. I'll try.
You switching up now too?
Yeah.
Now you're not supportive
Yeah,
of it?
because earlier
That's my daughter. What happened to that?
it's
But
just
at
19
the
years apart, but now it's 40 years, so I'll try to talk.
I thought somebody said age is nothing but a number. What happened to that?
That's
Oh, that's
no, she will be a widow sooner or later, so and also she and also the man is divorced, so yeah, I agree with Amber that the reason matters.
Okay, now let me switch it up real quick. Shania. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna come to Shania. I'm coming to you, Miss Plummer. Let's say the guy wasn't divorced, but he's still 40-year difference.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Young
But
Lonnie,
like
young
40
Lonnie is
years
in
is a
love.
lot.
if I can't talk her out of it,
So you are trying to talk her
then
out of it.
I would
Mm-hmm.
try to talk her out of it. But
What
if
if
I
this?
can't,
What if the 40-year difference guy is a good guy? He's well established. He got a nice home. He can provide for her, everything. He just
yeah, I would still try to talk her out of it. But
Mm-hmm.
he just trying to get him. Why? Why are you
if
trying to
I
talk her out
can't,
of it? He can't have himself a young queen.
what? Yeah, he has a young queen. He has a
Only
old
thing.
fuddy duddy that has money.
He can provide for her. He can. She'll be set.
Yeah, money's not everything, though. I mean,
Exactly.
you have to have some compatibility. 40 years, that's pushing it.
All right, cool. Let me run into my Bible real quick since it's 9:37. So, um, a person in the Bible, in fact, the a person's age is rarely mentioned in Scripture, and this holds true for married couples in the Bible. We just don't know of couples' age difference in the Bible. Abraham and Sarah are the exception. We do know the age difference between those two. When God promised Abraham that he and Sarah would be the start of many nations, Abraham fell face down. He laughed and said to himself, will a son be born to a man 100 years old? Will Sarah bear a child at the age of 90? He and Sarah were 10 years apart. Not a huge difference, but noteworthy. There are no other couples in the Bible where both individuals' ages are given. It is often assumed that Boaz was significantly older than Ruth, but we don't find this information in the Bible, so we have to look at other Jewish writings to seek answers. When Ruth asked Boaz to be her kinsman, redeemer, Boaz replied, "The Lord bless you, my daughter. You have not run after the younger men, which whether rich or poor," in verse 10. The implication is that Ruth, rather than seeking a husband among those closer to her own age, either in Moab and or in Israel, she sought to follow Jewish custom and place herself under the protection of the more mature Boaz. Now, writing, we see that in writings, Jewish writings, we see the breakdown of the age, which is as follow in these books: the Mishnah, the Ruth Rabbah, and the Ruth Zudah. The Mishnah is one of the foundational texts of rabbinic. I'm saying it right. Rabbinic Judaism, serving as a central component of Jewish oral law. The Mishnah covers a wide range of subjects, including Jewish law, ethics, rituals, and customs. The Ruth Rabbah, also known as the Midrash Ruth, is a collection of rabbinic commentary on the Book of Ruth, one of the books in the Hebrew Bible, the Tanakh. It is a part of the Midrash, a genre of Jewish literature that consists of expansions of biblical texts. And then the Ruth Zuda, also known as the Midrash Ruth Zuda, or simply Ruth Zuda, is another Midrash text that focuses on the book of Ruth in the Hebrew Bible. Like Ruth Rabbah, it's a collection of rabbinic commentary on the biblical narrative of Ruth. Now, the interesting thing is the Midrash Ruth Zuda, all of these books, from Midrash Ruth Zuda, Ruth Rabbah, and the Mishnah, all point to Boaz at the time of Ruth, laying down and asking her in verse 10, asking him to be her kinsman and redeemer. All three writings set Boaz's age at 80 years old and Ruth's age at 40, making them have a 40-year age difference. So my question to you, because at that particular point in time, Ruth, mother-in-law, was pushing for her to get married. All of y'all are saying at 40 years old, you're not doing that. I know y'all was supportive.
I didn't have a problem with the 40-year-old age gap as long as he's not divorced.
All right, so you don't have a problem with the 40-year age gap. Because I'm coming.
No, and I just did a teaching on Ruth, so I kind of knew where you were going with this. And honestly, if my daughter was 40, and here's the other thing, is obviously in Jewish tradition, it had to be somebody within that line that would take her in. Like, that was Jewish law. And he did go to a younger person who had first in line to ask if he would take her, and he said no. So it's a very different time, first of all. But second of all, like I said,
I'm asking from the standpoint,
if she's in love
I'm
with
asking
him,
from the standpoint because at that particular point in time, we can't necessarily sit here and say that Ruth was in love with Boaz at that time. She was shooting
right
here in New Jersey.
It was a transaction, for
she
sure.
was shooting her shot. All right, so Jen, why you make that face, Jen? She was shooting a shot. So my question though is, at the end of the day, she didn't want a younger man. She wanted an 80-year-old. So I'm asking now if the ladies who all was supportive of the situation, y'all would have been supportive of Ruth at that day and age. Merge, you would have been supportive of Ruth to marry Boaz when she came back and was like, "Yo, that's my guy.
Yes.
He's gonna be my redeemer, the redeemer."
Yes, definitely.
You saying yes? You saying yes because you know the outcome, or are you saying yes because you just said earlier that you would have an issue with your daughter marrying somebody 40 years difference.
Yes, I'm saying yes because I know the outcome.
So if you didn't know the outcome, but it was a very wealthy guy in today's time, you saying no. But for Ruth is yes, but for your daughter is no.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's rough. Elder Martin, you still saying no, or you saying yes? Remember Ruth's
I'm
stepmother,
still saying
her
no,
mother in
but I
law.
know that this. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying her mother in law was pointing her in that direction to marry the 80-year-old man instead of the 40-year-old man. You saying that
That was good.
you saying that you would support that because you know the outcome of it, or are you saying that you would have been not supportive of it because of the age difference?
Well, in this day, and you want me to be in the Bible
Mm-hmm.
time?
Oh, I'm talking about just I'm
Okay,
talking about
so
for you, and if you had your child or your daughter or whatever, the 40-year-old difference, are you supporting that?
yeah, I know the story of Ruth, and I feel like that was in God's plan. Okay, but I don't think that's right for my daughter.
It's not in
This
God's
is
plan for
something.
Charmaine to get a Boaz.
Not no
Now
40 years
40-year-old.
different.
Offering. Oh my
Charmaine can get her
gosh.
Boaz, man.
No,
Oh man, that's rough.
Not 40
I
year
ain't think
difference,
I would have.
boy.
I'll be honest, I don't think I would even have that. I'm just saying, 40 years old. I support the biblical part of and everything. But right now, 40 years old.
It's funny how times change.
Yeah, but Aaron, you gotta look at too. Back in the Old Testament too, people
Yeah,
lived. I mean, if you talking about so and so, and he was 900, and
Yeah,
Sarah
yeah.
when she
at that
died, she
point in
was
time, they wasn't living to
120
no
something.
900 at that time, man.
But
Boaz was
I'm
80
saying, but
years old, man. I mean, he was almost walking on a king.
but he
Naomi wanted them to be taken
not
care of.
not back then though. They weren't. Their everything they did was much more healthier. They were much more healthier, and they lived a whole lot. If
Yes.
somebody in this
They
day and
wasn't
time
living past
lived to be
100. They wasn't
110,
living past
it'd be like a
100.
miracle and all over the news.
I got you,
But
but
I'm saying, like I said,
Boaz,
when Sarah died, Sarah, Abraham's wife, she was 120 something
okay.
when she
Mm-hmm.
Sarah
died. You don't
Sarah
see
was many
nobody today
generations.
living
Hold on.
120 something.
My point exactly. Sarah was many generations before Boaz. And so
Hmm.
at that particular point in time, I don't know how old Boaz ended up dying then, but I give him between 100 and 110. So
Okay.
he had a good solid 30 years, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think he saw his son grown.
So I'm saying and maybe he didn't he was maybe he wasn't there to raise any of his children or anything. I don't know. So if he
Exactly.
wasn't, I'm saying like at the end of the day, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, he was on Medicare and he was paid
And he was what?
and he was paid. He was a wealthy man.
But I still say the day and times make a world of difference. Back in the Old Testament, people
Mm-hmm.
lived much longer, and it was totally different circumstances.
All right, so what you
And
saying?
like I said earlier, the Jewish law played a role in all of that stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in American law, you are allowed to get married with your parents' consent at 16 years old. At 18 years old, you are
Yeah.
allowed to get married on your own. So
Mm-hmm.
legally, they're in their right to get married if it's a 40-year difference or not. In Kenya, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the Philippines, I think the woman has to be 21 or something like that, and the men has to be
We
18.
also have like a parent consent.
So
At what age?
I looked it up earlier today. I think one of them is for the woman. I think it's either 18 or 21.
16.
And you got to have your parents' consent.
No, I think that's the legal age you can get married. You might have to
Oh.
have your parents' consent. At what 16? You said?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and you got to have like a supportive reason for it. You got some
Mm-hmm.
documentation reason. Like Boaz is old and he need medical attention, so
Marry him.
I have to marry him and support him.
You got to marry him to support him, to give him medical attention.
He
Get
needs
a
full time
nurse.
medical.
Mm.
Hey, when David was on his dying
Yep. And got a
dying
young
bed,
woman.
yeah, got him a young a PYT.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of him.
Okay.
Hey, Eddie, to talk to me, Eddie. Would you support now knowing Boaz is 80 years old? Would you support your daughter marrying an 80-year-old?
Well, again, I wouldn't support, but if she insisted, I mean, I'll just have to go with it.
All right, now, even if this was your best man, I mean your child. So all right, so would you support your son marrying an 80-year-old woman? And would you still be his best man in the wedding?
No.
I wouldn't be his best man. I wouldn't support it, but I'll still attend the wedding.
Why does it sound so much worse because it's an 80-year-old woman? Why is everybody laughing like it's so much worse because the woman is old? Like,
It is.
Hold on, somebody said no with a strong no, quick too. Who was that who said that? No. Ah man, that's rough. Miss Malloy, are you supporting young Malloy marrying an 80-year-old at 40? A young 80-year-old.
No.
Uh, no, I wouldn't. I would be there if that's what they're going to do. But like I said, I would try and talk them out of it for sure.
All right,
80 and 40.
what
Mm.
about what about what about Miss Jessica Malloy? She can't get her Boaz.
How rich is he?
I mean, that honestly, that's what happened with Ruth. I mean, that's what it was. He was rich. Boaz was rich.
No, no, I would try and talk her out of it,
It
Even
was
if he
for
was wealthy.
security.
even if he was wealthy.
Jen, you bring up a point though. That is true. Like she did that for security purposes.
Yeah, it was for security.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, if I was at, how many people you often see it? Like, I feel like people sell themselves or put up their children. Like I would feel like all these young artists, musicians that have this, or like Beyonce. Let's say Beyonce, when she was singing all those songs, her mom and dad put her out there, but now she's rich. It was, so a lot of people do that. If I bet you a lot of young mothers or parents that were in the hood or in poverty, and then Hugh Hefner or somebody, old and decrepit with lots of money, looked at their daughters or offered them. I think that sadly enough, yeah, they would be at that wedding.
Kat, is this your first time hearing this story?
Yeah.
So in this story, I just want to so for everybody, the story of Ruth is in Ruth chapter 3, verse 1 through 18. And because of time, I'm not going to go through and read the whole thing, but in Ruth chapter 3 through 18, and then in chapter 4 is when my man Boaz went and asked the young man if he gonna shoot his shot, and if not, then I'm gonna keep her. She a keeper. So so you said it
That
sounds bad.
doesn't sound good. Sounds so
I mean that's what it was,
creepy.
but Kat, I want you to read that. Check it out, because that is Boaz is Amber was teaching a lesson on it. She was preaching on Ruth and Boaz, the 80-year-old man who was in his bag. He had his swag in his bag. Man,
Security for Social Security.
Shanae, are you supporting it? 40-year-old difference. Your son. Your son. You're not supporting it? Wasn't you the first one that said, yo, whoever it is, my son, I'm standing with him. I'm be there. I'm going to support him? Because y'all changing up y'all answers. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Y'all switching it up now. Y'all switching it up. Cat,
Age does matter.
Cat, you switching it up, right? So you supporting your son marrying a 40-year-old
No,
difference?
no,
No.
this I'm not
What about your daughter? She can't get a Boaz?
no.
So
Like
it doesn't matter
young
for any.
queen, old king. That doesn't work. No, like she's going to take care of him, and it's supposed to be the other way around.
Or isn't that what Boaz was doing? He was taking care of her. She was financially set.
At that point they were, I think, blessed. They were aging gracefully, maybe, but this old age, no, you can support
Boaz
that.
at 80, he had probably a good solid 30, 20, 22 years, 25 years with her. You know what I'm saying? The move and shake. Sister Plummer. So are you
Yeah.
supporting this? You 40
Hmm.
year 40 difference? I don't remember what you said.
I don't like the 40-year difference.
So
You
Lonnie can't get her Boaz?
no, no.
Ah
I
man.
think 40 is just too much. But if I can't talk her out of it, then welcome to the family.
You gonna have to be at Thanksgiving he was pulling up in his wheelchair.
Both of y'all would be.
Yeah,
She get
yeah,
good
you got
gifts.
motorized. Yeah, you get a good gift though.
Yeah.
Mm-mm,
June, that don't count for
mm-mm.
nothing, June. At least you get a good gift.
Yeah.
And
Well,
You know what I
I get a
mean?
good gift.
she take
I'm
it one
going
for the
to.
team.
Con, what about you, Con? 40 year difference? Your daughter can't get a
I don't like.
Boaz?
I do not like the 40-year difference at all. If I can't talk my child out of it, I'll be there. I'll support as best I can. I'll let them know I don't like the 40 years, but I mean, if you grow, you're gonna do what you want to do.
All right, so
So
I want to ask this. Y'all saying for yourselves that y'all wouldn't do that, but y'all are supportive that the fact that the mother in law was pushing for her to marry Boaz. Why do y'all not have an
that's a
issue with that?
that's a
Well,
different time and age. It's all about
mm,
security. Women can't own their own things and support
indeed.
themselves.
Yo, but if your daughter can be secure for life, you still not with it? She could be secure.
Mm-mm.
You
Like
could be secure with someone a lot younger.
Yes.
so, my thing is, why is it okay for Boaz and Ruth and not okay for your daughter?
Because it's a different time.
That was a different time,
Yeah,
different
y'all. The only
rules,
bars y'all spitting to
different
me is that
culture.
it's a different time.
Yes, in today's time, women can own their own things. They can have their own jobs, their own everything if they want. They don't have to get married to survive.
Oh man, so are you pushing this feminist movement now?
No, I'm not pushing the feminist movement. It was strictly about
I'm messing with you,
it was
Calm.
definitely about security.
I'm messing with you, Calm. It was about security. I understand that part, but I'm saying like now you saying that because women can be independent now, you don't have to worry about that.
No, you don't have to settle for a 40-year difference.
That's right.
Oh man, Chanel, you got anything you want to say about this? You and Kathy, because you know what I mean. Y'all young. Would you date right now at 23 years old? Would you date somebody that was 63?
No, for
No,
me,
But what if he
that's
was like, wealthy? He was good. He was set. He could have you
I'll
right.
pass. I'll pass
Hold on.
that.
Yeah,
I won't.
yeah.
Kathy, you was the main one who said, Kathy.
I'll
I remember
pass.
when another. I remember when another podcast you said your man, your husband gotta be. You gotta have that bread. You said you're married for money. You said even
But
if you're not happy, you're married for money. That's what you said.
yeah, but I'll pass this a 60-year-old. No, I'm not
He
doing
got
that.
that long money. His money long, generational. Your kids would be set.
Yeah, not
I
gonna
don't
lie.
want my kids like to have an old father. Like I don't think that he will even be present in their life. So
Hold on, you said can he even have kids?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's rough.
Doesn't want a grandpa.
I mean, Ruth and Boaz had Jesse, and Jesse had David, and line of
Well, that's
Jesus,
true.
man. So
Yeah.
Well, I still say, guys, that was a different day and time. And
Yes,
as
it
far as the
is.
security, as far as the security, we need to find our security in Christ,
Mm.
not in
Amen.
people.
Amen.
That's right.
Yeah.
What you guys say about that?
I mean, obviously, you shouldn't just be marrying for money. That shouldn't be like the thing you do.
I agree with that.
But remember Michael Jordan's son
That's what the story.
is,
This
is
story was
marrying
based. This story is based around
on
Michael
that.
Jordan's situation. His
Okay,
son. His son want his son want his dad to be the best man. And
yeah,
yo,
but
Michael
he's
Jordan.
not supportive of that situation, right?
Nah, he said he
No.
will. He said that he will be if his son wanted him. He'll be. Even though he now supported, he will be his son's best man. He said what Eddie said.
Even though he don't support it.
Yeah,
Okay,
he said that's my
that's his
boy.
son. Okay.
So he's not supporting the wedding; he's supporting his son
Yeah,
No.
in his wedding.
He
that's my
don't
boy.
approve of the
At the
relationship.
wedding. Okay, well,
Right.
that
A
makes sense
long
then.
time. A
But his
long.
son is marrying his partner's
He's marrying
his
Scottie
team
Pippen.
they
Ex-wife.
teammate
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen's wife.
Yeah,
Ex-wife, yeah.
ex-wife.
His son,
Mhm.
yeah. Mm.
North Carolina boys.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Oh wow. We got some good ones.
But he did say he didn't support the relationship. He said that a long time ago.
Yeah, he said now how about Scotty? How he feel about it?
He have a
No,
voice his opinion.
I'm more concerned
Mm.
about his son. His son ain't getting no playing time. His son, oh man, his son ain't getting no playing time. Is yo the dude that was dating his mom before Michael Jordan's son is on a basketball team with him. Yo, it was rough.
Mm.
That's a, you know what I mean? That's a rough movement right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His
Mm-mm.
mom out there, like she was out there for a moment.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, I didn't know that story, but I know Ruth and
Yeah.
Boaz.
Now, basically, when I seen this one, I said to my wife, "Oh, I got to do something on this one."
Yeah, she been through the grapevine.
Yeah,
Mm.
the grape and the vine.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Mercy.
Yo, it's 10 o'clock, man. I appreciate y'all for listening. Um, I do encourage my friend Kathy to go check this story out. It's a good read. Actually, Kathy, if you're a hopeless romantic like you are, this one will be up your alley. But just keep in mind now that this hopeless romantic story, we found the news that my man was 80 and she was 40 when this all went down. So keep that in mind. All right.
Okay.
Um, with that being said, as my pastor always say at our church, be safe, be blessed, be well. I'm gonna say thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for joining in. We signing out. Holla at your boy. We out of here. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.